There is a fantastic event that's coming up at Walsh University on June the 4th. That's tomorrow from 4 until 8 p.m. Plates with a Purpose. It's a fundraising event for the Schultz and Smith families. 13-year-old Matthew Schultz tragically lost his life, remember, at that Memorial Day parade. 13 years old, just awful. But some folks have come together here in a real quick amount of time. A great fundraising event trying to help out the Schultz and Smith families, help them heal, and just help them deal with, okay? And I kind of got wind of this just on Facebook the other day, and I said, we got to talk about this. We got to promote. We got to publicize this event. We need to pack the parking lot at Walsh University tomorrow for this great event. I want to bring on David Wells, event coordinator here to the Sam Berkwin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. David, first of all, thanks for coming on in such short notice today. How you doing this afternoon?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thanks for having us, Sam. We appreciate you reaching out and trying to promote this event.
Absolutely. So many people involved. I'm going to have you kind of like go through the list of the event, the people that are involved, the sponsors. A big shout out to Walsh for hosting this event, and tell everybody what's happening tomorrow between 4 and 8 and what they can do to help.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think your intro really kind of touched on everything there, Sam. I do appreciate that. Yeah, so we put together a fundraising event, Plates with Purpose. Like you said, it's a fundraising event for the Schultz and Smith families. Walsh University really came in clutch with, kind of giving us a space to host this event. And I cannot thank, the food truck community, all of the vendors that came through and expressed interest in helping out. In fact, and it's tough for us to do. We always want to, invite as many and allow as many people to help out as we can. But, with the space that we were allotted, we've kind of reached max capacity with the food trucks that we have in place. So no, it's been really great to see everybody come together.
Uncle Bacon's Barbecue obviously will be there. The Traveling Wiener's going to be there. Tie It Up, Hub Victor. Want to shout out 330 to go. A Movable Feast, AMP Shaved Ice, Completely Cooked, and Dr. Hibachi. Again, it just shows that people want to come together and help in a time of need, and for this to come together relatively quickly, David, speaks volumes, because I know behind the scenes, probably a lot had to go on and a lot of I's had to get dotted and T's crossed in a short amount of time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And while my wife isn't on with me, she really is kind of the puppet master in all of this. We obviously learned of what happened over Memorial Day weekend, and she and I definitely wanted to kind of get involved. We had kind of thought about donating, portion of our sales from our events last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then our friends from A Movable Feast, Sean and Angela, they had reached out to us last week on Tuesday and said, hey, we should put some together. We should put some kind of fundraiser together. And that was really kind of all it took. We got to work early Wednesday with, we first wanted to make sure that we kind of had the blessings, from the family.
Sure.
There's GoFundMes in place that have raised a lot of money, but we knew that we just wanted to try to do something ourselves. So my wife kind of did all the groundwork there behind the scenes with, talking to different community members that had ties to the families to make sure that, hey, we'd love to do this for you guys. Is that okay? And, got their blessing. And then the hardest part really was finding a place to do this. We had initially thought about doing this at Codex Brewing, which is a brewery in North Canton,
mm-hmm.
but we realized with the amount of trucks involved that we kind of outgrew that space. So, while they will not be hosting there, I want to give a shout out to them because we will be showing up there kind of post event
mm-hmm.
for some drinks, and they're also going to be donating proceeds to the families as well. And again, so we talked to various community members, and somebody had shared that we should reach out to Walsh University. Spoke with them. We did a walkthrough Sunday afternoon, kind of laid out all the space. They're providing picnic tables for people to sit. They've providing trash service and those types of things. We've been, as and as everybody listening knows, we've had a rough go with weather.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow night is going to be absolutely perfect. I think it's going to be mid-80s, sunny. So it should be a really, really nice night for everybody to kind of come out, and help these families who are grieving.
No doubt about it. David Wells is our guest, and a shout out to your wife as well. I mean, it takes a team to put something like this together, and you guys have certainly done that. I'm gonna kind of steal this right off the promo. It says, "Come hungry, come generous, and come ready to support these families in their time of need." 4 until 8 p.m. Walsh University. Again, 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock. That's tomorrow, 2020 East Maple in North Canton. And again, we're talking to David Wells here on the Sam Berkman Show, 1310 WDPN. And wow, if you're hungry, David, this is the place to be. I can tell you firsthand. I've sampled a couple of these places. Obviously, Uncle Bacon's Barbecue is top notch, but you're going to have a little something there for everybody, and everybody just come hungry and be ready to go, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We wanted to make sure we had kind of a good mix of everything, so that whatever your particular favorite cuisine is, we wanted to make sure we had something for everybody. So I think we've hit the nail on the head. With the food trucks that we have involved, I mean, I always say, they serve great food, but they're better people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it speaks to them being willing to jump in without any questions asked. I think this speaks to how good the people are in this community.
Well, I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I think the weather we know is going to be great. It's going to be hosted by a great university over at Walsh. Plenty of room. I know they're going to do it first class. And again, shout out to everybody who's involved. 330 to go. Of course, Codex Brewing, want to give them a little shout out. A Movable Feast, AMP Shaved Ice, completely cooked. Dr. Hibachi, shout out to Hub Victor, making up some T-shirts and stuff. Tie It Up, the Traveling Wiener, and of course Uncle Bacon's Barbecue. All will be there 4 o'clock until 8 tomorrow. Walsh University, and let's help to support the families, the Schultz and Smith families, after that tragedy happened to them on Memorial Day. David, anything else you want to get out there before we roll?
No, I just want to highlight kind of what you touched on during your intro. I think it's important, like you said, we all have our differences. We all squabble about, whether it's sports, politics, this, that, and the other. But I'm constantly reminded that, the goodness in people, and you see it when tragedy strikes and you see people come together like this. It really, really is, great to see.
Is there, I know the event's coming up here real quick, but just in case somebody missed this, again, we're going to post this interview on our social media platforms and people can go back and listen to this a little bit later on. But is there a website, maybe Uncle Bacon's Facebook, Twitter, anywhere where people can go and not necessarily get more information, but just see what's out there and what they're in for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I know we've been, promoting the heck out of this thing on our Facebook page, and we're making sure that we highlight all of the great vendors that are in place here. So yeah, I mean, jump on Facebook if you like to get some more event details. The event is Plates with Purpose. If you type that in, it should pop right up, and you'll be able to get a little bit more about all of the vendors in place. And all the great work that we're doing.
Awesome. David, thanks for coming on. We wish you nothing but the best tomorrow. I hope it's packed, and I hope they're there. I hope they're there past 8 o'clock tomorrow. Folks, come hungry, come generous, and lend your hearts, and it should be a fantastic night. David, I appreciate what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thanks for the time, Sam.
You bet. David Wells joining us here on the Sam Berkman Show, 1310 WDPN.